Is that why they came by, or? Okay, so what we'd have to do is try and determine where the actual leak is coming from first. Um,
Okay, guys, this is
how,
Kevin from ServiceBridge. I'm going to get started here. Don't want to take up everyone's afternoon here. But before we start, just a reminder, if you could mute your microphone right now, because hearing a little bit of feedback from some background noise on this location. So if you could mute your microphone, select the green button on the Go to Training panel, and that will mute it. Go ahead and select the mute button, and then at the end you can turn it back on, and then ask questions and talk from there. But also as well, you can chat me at any point. So if you're having technical difficulties of any sort, just go ahead and chat me. That way I can see it kind of as I'm going through it here. Cool. So thanks all for joining. Appreciate it. So two things we're going to go over today on the webinar is attaching knowledge assets to
Yes,
products
Jonathan was
and
actually
services.
being serious.
So what I would want to talk about is attaching like photos, videos, links, things like that in regards to a particular product or service. So why that's helpful is that when your tech is in the field, they can reference these training manuals, pictures, whatever it may be. They could reference it right from the app, especially if they're doing like some sort of service where they have a question or they have a manual to follow. They can attach these manuals to the product or service and easily access them. So I'll go through how to add one and then also what it looks like on the mobile app. Second portion, I'll discuss estimates. I might have actually done this portion a few weeks ago, but I want to drill down a little bit more on how to best use estimates as a kind of a sales tool. We want to talk about how to really look at the estimate page, kind of drill into loss estimates. I'll create like a fake estimate and show how to win it, and then also showcase some reports on estimates, kind of showcase your win-lose percentage, your statistics, looking at a particular sales rep or technician and how they're doing with the estimates that are come across. So I think estimates are a really fantastic tool when it comes to kind of sales tracking. So we will discuss that a little bit further. So great. I will go ahead and share my screen now so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Cool. So this is the homepage of ServiceBridge, and what I want to go ahead and peek at is our products and services. So discuss the knowledge assets first. So I'll go over to inventory on the left-hand side, and then we have a static list of all our products and services here. So we're supposed to, you can see kind of all the products and services that you've added. And then also, of course, you can filter this down. So if you want to click on a particular product or service and group it either that way, you can do that. Cool. And then as well, so you can also group your products and services. So it's easy to kind of filter down as well. So if you want to look at knowledge assets, all you'd have to do is click on a particular product or service. So I'll click on this one, which is piping. So I'm working with hospital equipment in this demo account, so just a heads up. Obviously, you can tailor it to your type of business. And then I'll collapse these fields. As you can see, there's some general information is about this product, the name, if it's taxable, commissionable, custom fields attached to it, and then knowledge assets. So what I would do is I would go ahead and select the plus button. Looks like we've already included a couple, but just to show you how to add a new one. We've included a manual for this particular, it's a sterilizer. We've also included a picture of what it looks like. So really easy to add a knowledge asset. Just go ahead and select the plus button. Select the type of item you want to add. So perhaps a photo. You would just name it, picture of sterilizer. And then you can make it displayed, reminder, and then write a quick description if you like. So I think this isn't much of a description, but we will name it as a picture of a sterilizer. And then you can drag and drop a JPEG photo of this sterilizer here. If you're doing a video, same thing, you can upload it. And then if you're also doing a link, a little column will appear here, field will appear where you can type in the web address and have the link attached to this. So really easy to do. And again, this is in particular for this this is in regards to this particular product, the Skytron sterilizer. At any point, you can edit them too. So if you need to change it, you can do that. So let's go ahead and create a work order because I want to show you what it looks like in the mobile app. So I'll select the plus button and just create a easy work order. Select some sort of customer. Just for the sake of this demo, just select a quick description. And then I will assign this to a tech who is Michael. And then we'll make this work order date for today. But I also want to do is I want to attach up the product and service to this job. So what I'll do is I'll save this work order, and then I'll head down to products and services in bundles. And then I'll go ahead and add that particular item that I've already have knowledge assets with it. So I'll go ahead and add this sterilizer. So we'll save it. And great, so this work order 175 has been created. We've included this sterilizer. So let's just tab over to our mobile app and let's refresh this on the left-hand side. And as you can see here, which one did I do again? That was 175. I'll select work order 175. And I will just tab over, just to show you what it looks like. I will tab over to the details, which includes this product that I've added. And then I'll go ahead and select the product. So if I select it, I can see the quantity, the price, and on the bottom, it's a little hard to see, but it's next to general, there's knowledge assets. So I'll go ahead and select knowledge assets, and then you'll have these two here. So I have the manual and then the picture. So if I select manual, what happens is it opens up a web browser, and then the manual that I've attached is easy to pull up. So really easy for the tech to just click on this manual, kind of go through with it, see if the question he has is easy to identify in here. And then if he just needs to see a picture of, again, what it looks like, they can select it as well. Cool, really easy to do. Obviously, it's pretty simple, but perhaps you're already thinking of ways to cater this to your line of work, your business, your industry. I've been told people use it for like coupons as well. If they want to attach a coupon to a product, maybe a training video, maybe it's a YouTube video in regards to some sort of installation of a service. So feel free to kind of noodle with a bunch of ideas to attach various sort of things to this particular product and service. Again, we're just trying to equip your technicians, obviously to its fullest degree, have them easily reference something if they're on the job instead of having to Google it or call somebody, whatever it may be. Easy to kind of work within the app. Cool, so I'll answer questions at the end, but let's go over to the second portion, which is discussing estimates as a sales tool. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and select estimates. And when I click on estimates, not much is showing up now, but let's go ahead and select a few months back. So perhaps it's helpful for your team in the office to really just kind of work with old estimates that at one point, decided not to go through with the estimate. But maybe there was lack of timing, it was pricing, whatever the reason may be. I think it's really helpful for your office to go back and filter through these estimates and call up on them again, right? It's just like any sales funnel. They can find these estimates, they can kind of dig through the notes and kind of pinpoint what was wrong, and just kind of call them again and see if there's anything else that can be done. So really easy to filter through a particular time range. Right now I'm looking from November 1st until the end of this month. And then I will go ahead and change the status to loss estimate. And now I'm going to go ahead and look at all the teams I have. So only 3 popped up. That's pretty good. Hopefully there's a lot of estimates that were won. But I'll see that all of these loss estimates were assigned to Michael, a couple different customers. But if you pull up a loss estimate, what they can do is really easily just kind of filter through or go through these notes and fields and kind of see, maybe what had happened. There obviously will probably be notes in the work order notes or private notes. You can see if there was any products or services attached to this estimate. And then, of course, activity notes is a helpful place for you and the technician to keep tabs and write notes of maybe why this estimate wasn't won. So they obviously can go through this, see what the scheduled time and day was. They can see who the contact person is and really just easily call them, call them and check in with them again and see if there's any work to be done. If they would like to proceed and they call them and they decide, yeah, we can definitely do some work, they can either obviously copy it, which just creates a new estimate with a lot of the customer information transferred over. They can obviously just create a brand new estimate, or they can also just reopen this estimate, estimate 53. So you can change it to open. So let's go ahead and do that. And then again, you have the functionality of winning it and losing it again, or even sending it off to the client. So maybe you've reopened it, you added a new product and service, perhaps you kind of change some things about it, you can easily send this directly to the customer from here. So going back to this estimates tab again, just to show a few things as well. Again, you can hone in on particular teams and particular statuses as well. So also open estimates, and not only just loss estimates could be helpful, but estimates that really weren't assigned and they weren't won or lost, but they're just still open. Perhaps those kind of filter through the cracks and don't get looked at as much. You can obviously pick the estimate you want to look at, see why it's open, what there needs to be done as far as the next step goes, and work with it. Last 2 weeks ago when I did the other webinar, I did touch up on tasks. And this also kind of relates where your office can create a task, and within the task, they can, just to show you what it looks like, they can assign it relate it to a job. So again, we're all trying to figure out ways to keep your office and salespeople, obviously on the ball and calling people and getting more jobs. So they can create a task for another team member or themselves, and then they can type in an estimate that they're looking at and assign it or kind of relate it to an estimate. Relate a task to an estimate. And so this is helpful because then your office people can go through tasks, see, okay, I need to call this customer about this estimate. I need to call this customer. This task is helpful for your office people to kind of keep a good track of their day and what they need to do. All right, so let's go through go through an estimate and show what the mobile app looks like in regards to an estimate. So let's again just kind of quickly go through. As you can see with the estimates, they look pretty much exactly like what a work order looks like. So let's assign it. Again, once I assign it, then whoever I assign it to will get that notification of the estimate being assigned to them. So we'll assign it for today. Let's make it at 7 o'clock tonight. And we think it'll take about an hour to complete the estimate. So let's go ahead and save this. So I've created estimate 176. And let's go ahead and pop over to the mobile app again. Let's go back to the dashboard. And again, your tech would probably have to refresh the app so that he can see the new estimate that was created. So I got 3 estimates total going on. And let's click on the one that I created. And again, this looks exactly like a work order. And it's really easy to just put in the same information as a work order would, right? You can put in pictures. You can have bundles created so that you could toss bundles into this estimate. So when you are showing this maybe device or estimate to the client, they can easily see what they're going to be charged, what kind of work is going to be done. You essentially want to equip them with all the knowledge and the things that'll be done with this estimate, whether it's price, a picture of what's going to happen, perhaps a sketch is helpful to draw out. Whatever it may be, they can easily add products and services within the field. So I'll just type in a product to add. I'll see if there's any knowledge assets, none included, and then we will add it. Cool. So let's just arrive at this estimate, and the work is being done. The customer thinks looks great. They want to go ahead and convert it to a job. So I'll select one /lost on the bottom here, and I will win it. And then I would submit it. And what's great is it lets you convert it to a job right away, which is really easy to do. So they can convert it to a job. The data will kind of transfer over. So it's really easy to take that estimate, have all the data in it, convert it to a job, and then just start working on that job right then and there. So let's head back to the app here, and then as you can see, this estimate has already turned over to a work order. So it's already synced up and realized that it's been a one estimate. So as you can see, the status changed. And then if you want to view that work order, you can click on the work order here. Cool. A lot of this stuff you guys might already know, but just wanted to roll through, again, estimates as a sales tool. We hear a lot from people that just strictly work through the work order flow and don't really use estimates because obviously people are calling and they know for sure they want a job. But I think estimates are helpful because if you end up losing the job or losing the estimate, it's always handy to have those estimates to check back on. You can just filter them down. You can see why, and then your office team can easily forecast and call up on them and try to win them back. Cool. A little bit long-winded, but let's get over to the reports section and just show you a couple reports just to notate. And what's also nice is you can have commissions set up for obviously products and services. So if your sales team creates an estimate, sends it out, and they ended up winning it, and it's converted to a job, right? That's an easy way for the salesperson, office person to make commission off of those products and services that they sold. And then at the end, you can select commissions report. And what that does is that shows your salespeople, let's look at Michael for the month. He can see all these work orders were completed, and then it shows a particular commission dollar in regards to it. So at the end of the month, if you need to pay commissions out, you can easily pull this report, see commissions that Michael's gotten, and easily reference this work order too by clicking on the link. Just a heads up, commissions are situated under the company settings. So what you would do is you'd go to company settings, you would select commission roles, whether it's one you've created. So we've created a commission role for technicians. And then you have all these kind of different ways to set up this commission role, right? So is it a certain period it's working off of? Is there a target amount to hit? Is there a flat bonus included? And then you can also change the commission type. Is it on invoice? Is it on a fully paid invoice? And then obviously the products that you have listed as commissionable will show up here. So you'll be able to see what the commission amount is per item. So as you can see, this one is $612, and there's a flat rate of 10% included with it. So I can go into commissions. I didn't want to go into commissions too much. We can go into that a different time. But I guess what I'm referencing is with commissions, a lot of people have that tied in with the estimates. Obviously, you're trying to sell something, and if it's commission is a great way to easily pay out your staff. Another report, the last report I think I want to showcase is the estimates won loss by technician and sales rep. So that's under the estimates report. And as you can see here, tons of different estimate reports to go through. These are estimates you don't need to create on your own. We can turn them on if they're not turned on already. And you can easily go through these technicians, which show things here. So you can see estimates total by tech, estimates total manager summary, by branch, by dollar amount, by zip code. So let's look at estimates won loss by the tech or sales rep. And let's look at a pretty big duration here. So let's go back all the way to October 1st. And so these are our three kind of technicians or sales reps that we have. We can see the quantity of the estimates won, the quantity of the estimates lost, and then obviously the amount tied in with these estimates. So obviously a good way to track how your technicians are doing with won and loss estimates, and easily able to download this report into an Excel file. So I really recommend kind of filtering or going through these different reports in regards to estimates. Really easy to kind of track and forecast and get some information on progress and such. Cool. I hope that was helpful. I kind of breezed through that pretty quickly, but I'm happy to answer any questions at this point. Just turn on your microphone, or if you want to chat me. Although there was a question here, are estimates only used for field staff or also as pre-estimate appointments? Yeah, they can use for both. I think that's the great, or inside sales staff. Yeah, they can be used for either or. It's kind of how your flow is and how can you incorporate it into your flow. I think just by me showing you this estimates flow, you can maybe tailor it more to how you work. It's a little bit different business by business, but I have rarely seen some businesses I've worked with where they couldn't find this estimates flow work for them in some capacity. So I hope it's not the most specific answer, but by finding a workaround with your flow, I think it's certainly possible. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can chat or you can just turn on the microphone. Happy to discuss either of those.
Kevin.
Yes.
Let me lay out a scenario, if I might. I'm in the field, I'm doing an estimate, I win it, it converts to a job, or converts to a work order.
Yeah.
How then, with the created work order then, can I convert that into a recurring work order?
That's a great question. So I think your best flow with that is, let me pull up an estimate and let's see if we can work through this. So let's go to my estimates total. I'll pull up this estimate and I will arrive just to show it, and I will win it. And I will submit it. Oops. I will submit this and convert it to a job. So if I go to the job, let's see if it's possible to. So you can't do, if you're asking about the possibility of doing within the app, don't think that's possible. What you'd have to do is you'd have to find that estimate, and obviously it's one, so then you can view the work order, and then you'd have to go ahead and edit it. So you'd select edit, and then you can go ahead and then select repeat this work order, and then put in the necessary recurring time frame.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Kevin, when you were looking through those older estimates and you press the copy button at the top of the page,
yeah,
that then takes a copy of the estimate and it puts it under the customer's jobs.
Yeah,
That's
great
correct.
question. Let's roll through that just to show you what it looks like. So let's take this. Let's take a one estimate. Let's copy it. So it's essentially going to copy a lot of this information, estimate, date, time, things like that. And let's just go ahead and save it. So it's going to create a new estimate within this customer. So it's estimate 179. So if I go to this customer record and I look at jobs, it should be, yeah, it's its own separate estimate within the jobs field here.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Great. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful. If you have a specific flow that you want to talk to me about it in more depth, certainly reach out to us and we can definitely brainstorm ideas of best ways to work in estimates if you're not already, your team isn't using estimates. I'm definitely always eager to hear about different flows and coming up with fun ways to kind of work this in and obviously help your team out with this. Great. Any other questions that I can help with? Hopefully this has been beneficial. Yeah, so just sort of quick question, and I'm certainly happy to this is good to notate as well. So we record these webinars. We're thinking about putting these webinars up on our support page. We're revamping our support page. So that could be a possibility. Don't quote me on it. But if you would like a particular webinar to be sent you to, just message me, message sales at ServiceBridge.com or me directly, and we can send you the webinar just so you can have it handy for your record keeping and kind of reference it at any point. Show it to your team too. I guess that could be helpful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, great. Cool. I hope this was helpful. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, sales@servicebridge.com. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks, guys, for joining, and hope to chat with you guys soon. Have a great week.
Thanks,
I'll
Kevin.
probably be giving you an email. This is Mark about and downloading it so I can.
Yeah, no problem, Mark. Send off an email.
All right, sounds good.